Hi everyone, I am afraid I have some bad news. I have failed you. I got up this morning to watch Batwoman. I managed to make it about 2.5 minutes in before I had to take a time out. I couldn't continue. I gave it a bit of time, I came back, watched a bit more, another time out. And then I got to around about 27, 29 minutes, around about 30-minute mark, let's just say. There's a third of the show left. And I had to stop. I'd had enough. I'd really had enough. I'd just gone through a spell of literally crying, laughing at how bad this show had got. And so I went to the gym, came back, got myself some dinner, thought I'd continue, and I couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to continue. But don't worry, my alter ego did for me. They finished the episode, and I think it's only fair that they also review it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to my alter ego. I'm Batard. Hi everyone, it's Batard from Gotham City. First things first, who wore it better? Thumbs up right now if it's me. Thumbs up if it isn't me either. So, oh boy. Batwoman episode 5, season 1. This is easily the worst episode of the show by a country mile, right? And do you know what I'm going to predict right now, okay? I'm going to predict that they're going to say Batwoman's best episode by far so far. That's what I predict. Why is this the worst episode by far? Because this completely contradicts the whole reason that Alice is doing everything. Many times over, and it doesn't seem to care. Or, more likely, the writers don't understand because they're so stupid. But let's get into it. So we're greeted, obviously, with a recap. And this recap... Oh, poor Duray. He's just seen his next script. The recap is Alice... There you go. That is the look of a writer from the CW. Alice is saying, I'm doing all this because you forgot about me, Daddy. You didn't look for me. You forgot. When the car went over the bridge and Kate survived, you didn't look for me. Apart from in this episode, he does. She knows he does. And it's actually Alice's decision which stops her from being reunited immediately with her family. Somehow, Daddy's fault. But we'll get to all that. Don't worry about it. It's a fucking stupid show. So, first things first, we start off in a morgue where somebody is taking skin grafts, and listen to me carefully, from the thighs of deceased people. And I stress that because in the very next scene, we've got Tweedledum and Tweedle fucking Dumber in the Batcave, and they're discussing who this mysterious person is that's taking the skin. And he says, they call them the Skin Pirate. Why do they call them the Skin Pirate? Because they take the skin from the booty. Do you get it? Pirate. Booty. It's a joke. Apart from the fact that we're just bloody seen in a scene before that they take the grafts from the thighs. Don't worry, our audience is stupid. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make any sense. We made a booty joke. This show, fuck it, in its ass. Oh, God. So, we're less than 2 minutes into the show, and I'm already on wit's end. Before, look at that face. Look at that smug-ass face. Before this thing which is, I gotta say, Ruby Rose is the most unlike... I'm sure Ruby is lovely in real life. And if Ruby, if you ever see this, let's go for coffee. Let's chinwag. Let's pull some birds together. You'll have more luck than me, let's just be honest. This character is the most unlikable character. This is our protagonist. And they're awful. So she's going through the gadgets. And the reason why she's got this face on her is because she says, doesn't Batman have any night vision goggles? Like, huh? Like a petulant little cow. You know, don't worry that everything in this cave is his, that she has stolen. She has stolen his company, probably his house, his equipment, his tech, his suit. And she's like, ugh, doesn't Bruce have any night vision goggles? To which Luke says, Batman doesn't do Look at that, look at that. That's the face of somebody who just hates his script. Bruce doesn't do goggles. And then in the very next scene, because she's worked out it's Alice who's been taking the skin grafts, she breaks in to Alice's hideout, immediately takes out all of the people because she's got night vision goggles built into the suit. Like they have been since the 1980s. Oh my God. Actually, my mask is way better than that one. So, she defeats them, of course, easily because she can do everything. She can kick everyone in. Oh, but as it's dark, they can't... Dark! 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 You can make out the fucking knob! This is not dark! Anyway, again, we have to extend that, was it suspension of disbelief? So she captures Alice, and she's just like, I'm gonna capture you, and I'm calling Daddy on the mobile phone, and he's going to come pick you up unless you tell me what's happening. Where have you been? What's it all about? So Alice, murderer Alice, who can't stop murdering people, says, road trip! Let's go on a road trip and I'll show you it all. And so Kate, obviously, is just like, I'm not that stupid. You either tell me or you get picked up and jailed, you murderous cow. This is daft. No, not at all. She says, okay, let's go on a road trip. Road trip. Girls going on a road trip. Murderers and heroes going on a road trip together. Because we're sisters. But it doesn't matter that you just keep on murdering people all the time. Fuck this show. And so they end up going to chinwagging about her past. And she reveals that she was actually picked up by a family, a nearby family, that have a son, Mouse. Remember, she was looking for Mouse last week. Mouse, who has a disfigured half of his face. Please don't try and turn this into Two-Face. I will kill myself. So he uses his hair to cover his shame, his disfigured face. And it's made clear they're setting something up for later. Something so stupid. This is what made me laugh myself to death and turn it off. They set up very early that Mouse is really, really good at doing impressions. Oh, fuck this show. So she's like, what's going on? And Daddy's just like, hey, don't worry. I've called the police. They're going to be here soon. You'll be reunited with your family. It's all going to be great. And she's just like, cheers, ears. Nice one. Can I get some sandwich and a milk? And then road trip girls keep just talking about nonsense. And she's like, oh, look, there's a takeaway restaurant, something or other up there. Let's go eat something. She's like, yeah, why not? Of course. Pfft. I'm stupid. And so Duray is just like, Kate called me. And then she hung up. But she knows I can track her phone. Because Kate wants Daddy to track her phone to where they're going. So it's just like, he makes the smartest decision in the world. He says, hey, instead of getting a group of people together to try and take down this murderer, and even though she's my daughter, I can give them orders not to fucking shoot. We're just going to, you and me, Sophie, you and me on our own. Because if I do take them, they're likely just to walk in rooms and go, kill people! I can't. Fuck this show. They're only trained. Right. Then we have Terrible Actress 1 and Terrible Actress 2 together. And she's just like, oh, it was me. I was the one who put the deer skull fragments in the coffin and said that they were Alice. They really weren't, because I wanted to get on with Do-Ray Scott for some reason. She's just like, Mum, you're horrible. You're awful. Look at me. Look at me act like an absolute turd. And so why these people are in the show, I've no idea. Please get off my screen. And they just can't stop talking and can't stop talking. And it's just like, shut up. So we get to Dusty's Roadside Diner. It's a biker place. You know, she's like, yeah, let's just stop where tons of people are. And I've got a person, a criminal, who is all over the news to be arrested for mass murder. We'll just come in here. We'll just come in here and get a bite to eat. But don't worry, those shades are going to solve everything. And so they get a bite to eat, and she's just like, hey, chill, bitch, get yourself a beer. And she's just like, yeah, I'm gay. I'm going to get a pint of beer because I'm a man. And then we have more scenes where this is where Mouse is showing them that he can do great impressions of voices. Meanwhile, Alice is, or Meg, whichever we're going to call them, I don't give a toss, isn't getting remotely suspicious that the police still haven't turned up after fucking days. And he's just like, no, you can't. You're not allowed to leave. We want you to stay. I'm going to lock you in a room, and I'm a psycho. And she's like, cool. So Kate's just like, where's that beer? Oh, I'm drinking beer. Beer. And then stupid woman turns up to Wayne Enterprises drunk, and security guard thinks, hey, do you know what I should do? I should take her right to Luke Fox instead of just kicking her out the building like every other security guard would, because a scene needs to happen. An unfortunately really long scene involving two utter planks of fucking wood that can't act for shit, that have a script that was written by a 3-year-old, and I'm just thinking to myself, I want to stab him. I want to stab him in the face. I want to stab them both in the face to the dead. Please, will you shut up? Do-Ray is now after... Do-Ray is now after Kate and Alice. He's on the road with Sophie. Road trip! Let's go on a road trip together with no backup. I'm sure this makes a perfect lot of sense. Sophie's trying desperately hard. The actress is trying desperately hard to look as if she gives a toss about the show, and God bless her for doing so. Meanwhile, Kate's drinking a beer. And then we go back to the room where she's locked up, and Daddy comes in and she's like, why have you got the face of a fucking dude in the sink? And he's just like, chill, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm a horrible, horrible person. Don't worry about it. We want you to stay forever. You're going to be friends. And she's like, yeah, sure, whatever. So they're still in this fucking diner. And we're nearly 20 minutes into the show, because that's all these fucking dumb writers can... what do we like to do as women? Oh, we like to eat. Yeah, let's just get them in a diner for half the fucking episode. So they're still just there eating a burger and beer. And then it's just like, oh no, my pint of beer in a British mug for some reason. Okay. My pint of beer has been drugged by Alice. Who saw that coming? Everybody. Right, let's move on then, because this show is so predictable and so stupid. So they turn up, Do-Ray and Sophie. They turn up to the bar. Guess what happens? They get jumped by loads of Alice's guards. But don't worry, they've got backup. Oh no, they came on their own, because Do-Ray was worried that his soldiers would just shoot everyone dead. So, in an effort not to kill everybody, Sophie blows up a big fucking petrol tank and sets everybody on fire and kills them. Okay, moving on. And she tells them, don't move. Don't move! They're on fire! They're on fucking fire! And you're saying, don't move. Don't move, else I'll shoot. I'm on fire. Oh! So he says to me, why? Why did you betray me? This is Alice's boyfriend, obviously. Why did you betray me? And he's just like, I betrayed you because all you do is, like, protect rich white people. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? No, seriously, that's what he said. You protect rich people. Rich white people. Okay, so great. Yeah. SJW soy boy. But he's got vegan tattoo. Don't even get me started on this actress. Don't even get me started. Why are these scenes happening? She's now in the office having a drink and ordering fucking pizza with Luke. Talking about... And then, anyway, Alice takes Kate, who she now has as prisoner. Didn't see that coming. And locks her in the same room that Alice was locked in. Okay. Then this is where the story gets laughable and falls apart, and I couldn't stop laughing at how atrociously written this sack of absolute garbage is. So, little Meg, little Alice, whatever you want to call the creature, she manages to get out of her room and get to a phone. Okay? She gets to the phone and she phones up her dad. Her dad. Oh shit, revealed my secret identity. You didn't see that? Her dad, who she said left her, abandoned her, and didn't go searching for her. She phoned up her dad and says, Daddy, help me. Fuck this show. So what does Duray do? Does he forget about her? Does he go, hoax call, don't worry about it? No, he traces the phone call and comes looking for his lost daughter, who she says, you never looked for me, you abandoned me. Fuck this show, fuck it in its ass. So, Duray turns up at the house, this is 15 years ago, turns up at the house with a gun, tracks it to this house, and he's just like, dude, get out of my way. A call came from this house from my daughter. And the guy says to little Meg, who he captures and throws back in the room, if you make a sound, I will kill them both. Even though Dad's like, big security guy with guns. Don't worry about it. So, of course, I shouldn't have a go at this lovely young actress who's going to grow up to be a wonderful actress, I'm sure. Let's just pretend it's Ruby Rose. So, of course, he brings his daughter to a potential kidnapper / murderer / psycho / something else's house. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't... I know I would. It's the first thing I'd love to do if I ever have a child. Hey, where should we go for our first excursion? Do you want to go to Alton Towers? What about Disneyland? No, I've got a better idea. Let's go to a murderer's house! Because fuck this show! And then, we're not even at the bit which made me piss myself laughing. Never mind all this stupidity that's going on. He comes into the house and he's like, no, let me explain. Let me explain what happened. My son, here comes the payoff. My son is really good at doing impressions. And so he says, do an impression of that missing girl that we saw on TV. And so his son does an impression exactly like the girl. Oh, hi, Daddy. Help me, Daddy. Daddy. And I lost it. I couldn't stop fucking laughing my ass off. It had to go off. I was done. But then Batcave came along. So, Jesus Christ, we're 19 minutes in. I'm sorry. And so, don't worry, we're getting to the end. I mean, I'm coming to the end of my fucking tether. And so, anyway, Kate decides to go looking around the house while Duray's upstairs. Okay, even though Alice knows her father is in the house looking for her based off her phone call that she made to him. And the only reason why she's not saying anything is because the horrible man in the house said, you make a word, you say a word, you make a sound, I will kill them both. Daddy's fault! Anyway, Kate goes and gets to the door that Alice is behind. Meg, Alice, whatever. And she's like, Meg! Are you there? Meg, I am speaking out to you, asking you if you are there because I am looking for you. To which Alice, says nothing. So why is she blaming Batwoman? She's blaming Batwoman. Are you ready? Because her twin instinct didn't kick in that she was behind the door. You didn't psychically think that I was behind the door. It's all your fault. Fuck this show. Oh, by the way, Daddy, you didn't look for me, even though I called you. He turned up to the house and you knew it. Oh. This is it. This is the 30-minute mark. This is when I think I was done. So anyway, Duray turns up in... Oh, fuck off. Get off my screen. Turns up... They're making scenes with him, and I don't care. Turns up to the house. Of course, he realises, wait a minute. I recognise here. I was here 15 years ago. Ah-ha. So he goes to the house, breaks into the house. Meanwhile, Batwoman is, I don't know, trying to get fucking nails out of a shoe. I don't know. Sophie's looking around the house as well. And then she's just like, I've just eaten a big slur. She's just like, and he's just like, you're my daughter. You're my daughter. You're Meg. I love you, daughter. You're my daughter. You're my daughter. So she's like, cool. Yes, you recognise that it's me. You realise that it's me. You came looking for me. You did look for me. I know you looked for me. You did respond to my call. Oh, no, she doesn't do any of that. She says, oh, thank you. Gonna stab you. Stabby daddy time. Stabby daddy, it's all your fault I didn't get saved. Fuck this show. So, anyway, Kate breaks out. This is great, right? Kate breaks out. She bumps into Sophie. Oh, yeah, by the way, Mouse is still in the house, even though nobody knew. So Sophie has a fight with Mouse. He's wearing a full-on face thing now, because, I don't know. She runs around the corner. She bumps into Kate. Kate sexually harasses her immediately. Just immediately puts her hand over her lips. Fucking get off me! Just immediately starts doing that creepy sexual harassment business on Sophie. Because our hero is a really creepy, freaky weirdo that can't stop thinking about this woman, even though they split up years ago, and she's now married to a dude. Don't worry about that. Keep touching her whenever you can. Keep touching her. If this was a man, they'd be going nuts. Nuts! He didn't give permission. He didn't give permission. She didn't give permission, sorry. He didn't have permission is what I was wanting to say. But no, it's okay, because it's Batwoman, so she can stick her finger where she wants, probably up her ass. Then we got Alice just being, hey, stabby, stabby, I stabbed your dad. And then she's just like, let me be as I'll shoot in your face. So she's like, all right, fair point. Fair point. Okay, I'll leave him be. Just don't. Just don't. Just don't. And then suddenly Alice, they're all back in Gotham because they all went their separate ways. Why not? You let us go, we'll let you go. Why not? That's what this whole show's been, 4 episodes. Kate just going to Alice, go do what you want, keep murdering people, I don't give a fuck, I'm just meant to be hero of this city. I mean, I haven't been qualified for this, and I have no experience or anything like that, but I stole everything from some... fuck you, whatever. And she's like, aren't you meant to be in hospital? And I was like, aren't you meant to be in hospital? She's just like, don't like hospitals. So I was like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck, this show's fucking shit. And then you've got Alice and Mouse at the end, growing up together, and she's just like, hi, brother, how you doing, brother? And he's just like, ha ha ha, I don't know, I'm a fucking idiot. And there we go. She got given the book Alice in Wonderland, and that's why she's crazy. So what we discovered in this episode is none of Alice's psychosis is to do with her father or Kate, but it is, because bad writing. And all the psychosis is actually to do with the family and the father that stole her, but... fuck it. Why make sense? Why make sense of anything? Because this show fucking sucks. 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 Fuck this show.